What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about the Ant-Man and the Wasp post-credits scene and explain them a little bit. Ant-Man and the Wasp is a lighthearted action comedy with relatively small stakes, focusing on human relationships. And that was exactly what was needed after Avengers Infinity War. This movie is one of just 2 studio projects that will come out in between the Infinity War and Avengers 4. As such, this film has a connection with both crossover films. And we see this in the post-credit scenes. Surprisingly, this film plays a bigger role in the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe than you might expect. Just a fair warning, there are major spoilers ahead for Ant-Man and the Wasp and Avengers Infinity War. If you don't want to know what happens, stop watching now. You have been warned. Ant-Man and the Wasp ends with Janet Van Dyne having successfully returned from the quantum realm in possession of mysterious powers that enable her to at least temporarily help Ghost, who has been seeking a way to stabilize her constantly phasing body. Janet discovers that the answer lies within the healing powers of quantum energy. Ant-Man and the Wasp has 2 post-credit scenes, both of which are essential viewing for Marvel Cinematic Universe fans and tie directly into Avengers Infinity War. The first scene, which is shown in the middle of the credits, starts on a rooftop. Hank Pym, Janet Van Dyne, Hope Van Dyne, and Scott Lang are all together. After the events of the movie, they've been able to successfully shrink the quantum tunnel and fit it into the back of Luis's van. Scott plans on traveling into the quantum realm to retrieve quantum energy, healing particles that can be studied and used to heal Ghost. With this, we can reasonably assume that Janet's cure of Ava was only temporary, that she might need a regular dose of particles from the quantum realm to remain stable. Of course, this leads us to believe that Ghost is now an ally of the group, which would play a role in future sequels. Before diving in, Janet, who has plenty of experience in the quantum realm, offers Scott some last-minute advice. Avoid the cute but deadly tardigrades, and be wary of time vortexes. This not only affects Scott, but the possible events of the upcoming Avengers 4 as well. Janet's warning may actually end up saving him. We know that Ant-Man will be in Avengers 4, as production photos reveal Ant-Man alongside the team during the Battle of New York, depicted in the first Avengers. Scott could end up using the time vortexes in the quantum realm to find the Avengers in the past. So let's go back to the scene. The tunnel fires up and sends Scott back to the quantum realm he visited at the end of the first Ant-Man movie. At first it seems there's some trouble, because Hope's attempts to communicate with him go unanswered, but everyone is relieved when Scott answers back. In the quantum realm, Scott successfully activates a canister and collects the energy. But then, when Scott signals for them to pull him back out, he gets no response. Thinking that either Hope or Hank are pranking him, Scott laughs it off and signals again. There's still no response. The scene cuts back to the roof, where we see the remains of 3 figures crumbling to the dust, when Thanos snaps his fingers and wipes out half of the universe. Hope, Hank, and Janet are among the unlucky half of the universe who perish in an instant. This all means that Ant-Man and the Wasp takes place prior to the events of Infinity War, with the mid-credit scene happening right when Infinity War ends. Scott survives after the Thanos snap, possibly because he's not technically in our universe, but as a result, Scott is trapped in the quantum realm, with no means of returning, and there's no one left alive who knows where he is or how to pull him out. Ant-Man's fate likely won't be revealed until either Captain Marvel or the Avengers 4. Captain Marvel is said to also involve the quantum realm, so it's possible she may be involved with rescuing Scott, perhaps even in one of Captain Marvel's end-credit scenes, as a way to generate interest before the start of Avengers 4. Now let's go on to the end-credits scene, which rolls after the credits finish. It's a short and sweet moment that better fits than the spirit of Ant-Man and the Wasp, because it's much more lighthearted and fun. And while at first, this post-credit scene may not appear to be as important as the mid-credit scene, seeming more like a gag than vital information, there are still key details to notice within the scene. It cuts back to Scott's house, where things look awfully quiet. There's also an emergency broadcast signal on the TV, because half the world has just disappeared. And then we see the giant ant that served as Scott's body double throughout the film, wearing his ankle trackers, is just banging away on the drums, oblivious to the horror that has unfolded, and having a good time doing it. This particular shot was actually included in the trailer, which is pretty interesting. Usually Marvel keeps scenes like this secret. It's also worth noting that after the credits, the standard Ant-Man and the Wasp will return is shown, but then the statement is changed to a question when a question mark appears, leading us to further question the outcome of the universe. All of this being Marvel's way of escalating things before the premiere of the Avengers 4. So, What are your assumptions? How will Ant-Man get out of the quantum realm? What happened to his friends on the roof? And will Scott's giant ant ever figure out what's going on? Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. Be sure to like and leave your thoughts down below. Also, subscribe for more Marvel updates in the future.